All right, we are in the Sport of Kings 9-hole cup. We're in the final round. I'm in my odd account, so I'm playing in pro. I have I just did not go back and watch my video, so I don't know any of the shots going to the cups. I don't know, and I know if I went back and watched the two pro rounds that I played, I would know exactly what to do on all of these shots. So, like, is it plus 10 or minus 10 or straight up plus 1 or what the deal is? I'd know, but I have not taken the time to go back and watch them. So we're just going to reinvent the wheel. We're just going to play around. My whole goal is hole number 9 is a birdie hole with an eagle opportunity. So we have a chance to get the two on that par 5 to get us to 12, which is minimum score. Even though that hole is like that, my goal is just to shoot the minimum score. And if I can pick up one and be at minus 13, I'm okay. But I think really it's going to take. There's a lot of opportunities to pick up shots here. So I really think it's going to take like a minus 14 or a minus 15 to win. But I'd be happy just with a round going out there. No couple practice rounds, no notes. I'd be happy with a 12 or a 13. That's all I deserve to get. If I get anything better than that, that's just because I got a little lucky. All right, let's make sure we got some bags. Okay, I got bag number 1. I got bag number 2. I got bag number 3 is my utility bag. And my cataclysm here is at 60%, so it's at 1.8. I got in my 77 account, I've got a level 7 cataclysm, and it's at 1.4. Got to remember the big topper. And I've got a level 8 big topper in my other account, and that extra distance that it gets here, it's at 230 when it gets maxed out. So it's big when it gets maxed out. This club is a whole lot more useful. I actually need to have a bag set up. Let's make sure we've got, because from the Pro Tees, I'm not exactly sure. Let's make sure we got a bag that's got, I've got an APOC and a Cataclysm. I can live with that. I can. I got to remember my APOC is level 6 here, and it's at 75% accurate, so it's at 1.5. I got a couple clubs that aren't the same level, so it's 1.5 here at max, and not the 1.3 that it gets when it gets to level 7. So I have a couple clubs that are different. Got to remember them. Got to remember them. I think on hole number 1, I'm gonna see what I can get done. It's gonna be either bag number 1 or bag number 3. Let me start off with bag number 3 and a Titan, the king of balls. Now you can play this with a Marlin, but we're playing a tournament, so why not? We'll see if it puts me where it puts me. And I traditionally do like 10% on the drive, so it's 10% times the wind divided by 2.1. Well, I'm using my APOC. No, I'm using my extra mile, 2.1. Once I got that APOC 7 in my 77 account, I've been using it exclusively, just trying to get used to it. I think even in Pro, if you bring out a Power 5 ball, you can make it over. You can make it over to here. But I'm going to try and get as much into this as I possibly can and just try and run it up with my 100 topspin. And it carries a long ways down in that pocket. So it's easy, if you're really trying to dig down in there, to overshoot it and end up clipping in the sand. Let's try not to do that. Big Toppa. 100% topspin. We want all of that topspin. I'm going to go two and a half rings out. Now I'm going to go 2. That's about half curl. Where I really got to watch out is that second bounce, clipping that. So you can over curl it. 277. 275 puts me a little teeny bit into power. And there we go. Now if we can get the first bounce out of the way, and then the second bounce, if we can clear that little corner right there, and we're red hot and rolling. Not quite enough curl. Not quite enough. That's the distance I'm looking for, but not quite enough curl. I like to set those shots up with max curl, but I hadn't taken that shot with the big topper, and it has a lot of curl. It's one of the things about a big topper. When you first start playing, a big topper is a great club because it's got lots of topspin. It doesn't have the distance, but none of your clubs when you first start playing have a lot of distance. But that 100 topspin that it gets right off the bat is huge. And it has a lot of curl. All right, we can make this. All we gotta do is hit it perfect. Wow. There's max, there's max, there's mid, there's quarter. And I'm in the 16 per ring range. So 6 divided by 16, 3.4 of a ring. .4 of a ring. There's 0.4 of a ring. I like it. Oh, I thought I had that perfect. That would have been close. I think it still might have missed on the outside. It still might have missed on the right. It would have been close. Closer. Man, I really did think I hit that perfect. That's a critical hole right there to try and pick up. And Ricky, that is super low hanging fruit because you can get over to the other side with a 3-power ball without doing any overpower. And then you can just guide it up to the green. You don't have to put that much curl on it. You actually don't even put all the topspin on because you can go too far. All right. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. I know this is a par 3. And it seemed like in Ricky, I'm at mid club, but I'm going to hit max plus 10%. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to add on 10% no matter where I'm at. Hole number 2. Hole number 2. Here we go. Hey, let's go back. I don't need to have... I think I don't need anything more than just a marlin. Marglins. %, times wherever I'm at in my club. %, at 1 to 1. So like wherever it's at in max club. Maybe. We'll see. It seems like there's at least maybe all 3 of the par 3s. We've got really good chances of getting hole in one. But it seems like there's one hole that's pretty... I'm not sure this is the easiest or the toughest. All right, here we go. Here we go. Vineyard Acres. I have no clue, so we're just playing. What am I in? I'm in the wrong bag. Bag number 1. Sniper. There's max. I'm right at max club. So it's 1 per ring. It's 2 times 6.6. 7.92 rings. Jeez. There's 5, 6, 7, 9, 2. Hitting it dead center perfect. Dead center perfect. Whew, barely hit that. Slightly over pulled it. I did a 20% there. I've been doing, so the way it worked out was it was 10%, and then in Ricky I was at mid club, but I wasn't pulling it because those balance each other out, so you're just doing basically 1-to-1. So I did that, and I still needed to add on 10%, so I did 20% at max. And that was a little too much. Or a little, yeah, whichever way it was. I can't remember now. I'm not paying attention. I'm just in the moment playing. That's the whole thing. If you're watching this and you're keeping track of the stuff, I mean, it's probably pretty confusing, but that's what it is when you're out there playing and you're just trying to think about it critically. And that's why it's so important to record your own video. Because you can go back and then you can rewatch it, see what you did wrong. Hole number 3, I got to go look at them. Now I'm starting to get lost. Hole number 3, tournament. Sport of Kings. Hole number 3, all right. We want to get up into this range right here so that I've got there is a rough bump that you can do here, and I do not know what the number is, but I know that I want to start off on the left-hand side of the cup because I think it takes a slight irregular bounce and it moves it over about a half a pin, half a cup. And I'm going to play this with a Titan and an APOC. I think the APOC would be good. That bag right there, right there, and a Titan, the king of balls. Here we go, getting out on the course. I got the APOC chosen. Okay, I'm going to leave one ring. I'm going to be one ring separation. All the top spin. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to push me times 6.3 divided by 1.5. 483. There's 483, and I'm going to push that forward wind back on. Hitting it perfect, and I might have overpowered that. I had slight overpower on it. If you can hit far enough down on it, you get that roll out like that. So that tip that's out there is like this, and if you hit on the top, it'll take a normal bounce out, and then it'll continue to bounce like it normally would. But if you can hit down here on this, it takes that flat bounce just like it did, and when it hits the other side, it starts to scoot, and then it rolls out, and you gain more distance. But it's super easy to overshoot that, and you end up clipping the rough on this side. That's bad, really bad. From where they're at, that's going to be fine right there. Now I have no idea what the shot is to the cup. It should. I think it's -5. 0.95 times 7.2. divided by, there's max club, there's min, there's mid, so I'm in max. That's 1 per ring. So it's 684. There's 5, 6, 8, 4. Hitting it dead center perfect. Woo! In the hole. Look at that. Look at that. Man, I just barely squeaked in on the right hand side. And I set it up on the left hand edge of the cup. I think I still had my ball guide in the cup. And I barely made it in. And it might be minus 10. The very first time I ever made this shot, made the Albie on this, was with a backspin shot using a Saturn. And I thought it was just a par 4 and got the Albie and was totally surprised. Good luck in the tournament. Nice. Nice shot. Nice shot, my friend. Hey, if you can't be good, be lucky. Hey, good game. Good game, my man. Albatross, albatross. There you go. There you have it. All right, what is hole number 4? Hole number 4. Is this par 3? This is the island par 3. This is another one of those ones. In the past, I've always done 10%, but I'm not sure where I'm at. And Tommy says 20, so it might be 20. It might be 20 because we'll just go play it. And I can take a Marlin on this. You not need. I don't think I need anything special. I might need to change balls just to get to a Quasar. I'm gonna put in a Quasar or a Navigator because we don't need a lot of spin. And see where we're at in the club. I'd rather be like dead center max or dead center mid or right at max or right at minimum. I don't like it when you're at the 3/4 mark. You're halfway between max and mid or halfway between mid and min. And my opponent's got a 3-power ball, and they are right at the max with a wood. That means I'm going to be in mid sniper. I think in rookie you're playing with your long iron. .2 times whatever the wind is. 6.9 divided by where am I at my club? There's max sniper. There's min, so I'm at min. What about? I'm at minimum club, which is divided by 1.2, so it's just the wind. It's 6.9. There's 5, 6, 9. Hitting it dead center perfect with 0 time left on the clock. That was, oh man, it was almost perfect distance. It would have been short if it had been right on it, but I needed to pull it like plus 0.1. 20% plus 0.1. And a little teeny bit more distance. Close. Close. But no cigar. I need to pick up 1 in all three sections, so That was a good opportunity right there. Let's see what I can't remember. I remember the last par 4, hole number 8, but I don't remember the mid par 4. Let's go look at it. Hole number 5. Is this a par 5? This has got to be a par 5. Now, I'm not sure in pro what the look is as far as like trying to get over here, but I'm not going for over there. I'm going for this end quadrant. So if you target this area down here, I'm looking to be in this quadrant. This quadrant's much better than this quadrant, and this quadrant's better than this quadrant. Well, it just depends. They're about the same distance, and this side gives you a little bit more open view. But I want to be in that front corner. And I definitely want to have my bag with a cataclysm. And just in case I'm not going to be up there. If I have to use that Goliath, I've got bigger problems than the fact that I have to use that Goliath. I got much bigger problems. And this hole is better to have more side spin at your disposal for the second shot. It doesn't matter at all on the first shot. But the second shot, it is definitely beneficial to have at least some extra side spin if you can get it. And you can do this same deal with a Marlin, but you have to everything has to go right. The second shot is harder than the first shot. Okay, where I want to be is right there. That's 4 rings. So 6.3 divided by 1.5 is 4.2. 4.2. I'm going to push some of that forward wind back on there. Let's see if I think I set that up wrong. I feel like I set it up wrong and it's going to clip. Whew, man, I just barely made it past. Stop. Stop. That's where practice comes in right there, because you'd know how much topspin that you could put on there and not roll off the end. But that is exactly where I want to be, up in that front corner. It gives me the widest open shot to the cup. There's where this rough that's over here, the rough kind of comes like this and then it opens up and there's a sand trap. It's a sand. It gives you a straighter view through there so that you can work your way to the cup better instead of having to go around the S. And my opponent has a special ball. Special! And they clipped the rough with that special ball and ended up behind the trees. They got a fucking shit ton of work on their hands. I don't know that they can get, well, they can get me around that tree, maybe. I better hope we make it. It is 1.1 times 5 divided by 1.8. It's 3.1 rings. Let's make sure I have enough room. .1 rings. There's 3, 1. Hit it perfect. Get in the hole. At least be super close. Give us a thrill. Close. I added on 10 and I probably didn't need to. Probably could have took that straight up. And it would have been closer. It would have been closer. My opponent, on the other hand, is screwed. Now, what you can do with this shot is you can set it up right out here in the middle, and the farther you pull forward, the better. So pull up as far as you can go up there, and then put on max curl and see if it'll make it around. If it makes it around, and they hit that great, so they were trying to do a slice, and the slice cuts you closer in, and so you really wanted to hit that perfect, or a 1 or 2 ring grate on the outside to try and pull it around that. If you're in those positions, I mean, you can get out sometimes. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. It really just depends on how greedy you're trying to get down here. If you're trying to get all the way down here, you're going to have to get it just right. But if you're just trying to get over to the fairway on the other side, you can hook that around that tree very easily. Very easily. I like that Cataclysm 7. It has really taken the place of, it's not quite as accurate as the Sniper, but everything else it's got just as good a ball guide. It's got a lot of stuff. At level 7 it becomes, I'm going to try and start using it exclusively. I got to get used to the wind stuff, because when you're using a Sniper, it's all 100%, but with the Cataclysm at 1-3, I just got to get used to the numbers. Just used to them. All right, here we go. Here we go. What are we on? We're on hole number 6. Hole number 6. What is hole number 6? This par 4 right here. Okay, we just want to get to this area right here. And from the Pro Tees, I think it is better to use a bigger hitting wood. The rock has got pretty good distance, but it only has like 4.5 topspin. So trying to get up into that area, if you start off a little bit more, you got a little bit more control down here. I'm going to play it with my extra mile. And I'm playing it with a, I'm going to play this with a katana. Play. I think the way to play it in rookie is with a katana, because it puts you right at, it pushes it forward and it puts you right at minimum club. I think the deal is you hit max at minimum. Somewhere in that neighborhood. That is what it is. It's 2 topspin. I don't need to get up there. It's 2-4. If I added on 10%, it would be 8. And 8's 4 rings. It's actually 4-4. So we're putting in a little bit of safety. And I hit it freaking great with an extra mile. So there we have it. Now with a katana, I should be at minimum club, and it should be just 1-to-1. Possibly 1-to-1 plus 0.1, but I think it's just 1-to-1. See if my opponent can hit it perfect and get it down there. I've actually seen several people this week get it down into the really sweet spot, but most of the time I see people that they get down there and they end up in the rough. And half the time they end up in the rough like this, where they can easily recover, and the other half they're screwed. Minimum club. Okay, just 1-to-1. 6-7. There's 5, 6, 7. Isn't it perfect? See how close we can get. Just a little bit of an overpull. I think if I'd have pulled it right, I still would have ended up like right here. I would have been just a little short. I was trying to roll it out to the cup. I would have ended up a little teeny bit short. Maybe take off 10%. See if my opponent can get in. Get in the hole, ball. They're in a little spot of bother. That is not what they were looking for right there. In the hole. I don't think I picked one up. Well, we still have the par 5, so I still have an opportunity to pick up something in the mid 3. You need to pick up something in each section, 3 sections to a side. You don't want to wait until the last section, because in this last section you've got to get an eagle on hole number 9, and so that means you have to pick up something on hole number 7 or 8. And I missed hole number 1. That's the low-hanging fruit. That was a hurtful miss. Hole number 7. Yeah, so didn't pick up anything in the mid 3. Now we're stuck on these two. Jeez. All right, I'm gonna take the navigator. I think that's what I have. I think that's the ball that I have chosen as a navigator. No, I've got a katana. Navigator, cut the wind down. I don't really need the spin's not that big of an issue. I believe this is with a sniper. Due headwind. All right, here we go. Here we go. Archie's son. I go first. There's minimum sniper. There's max. There's mid. I'm eking the mid. I'm eking the min. Six, 5. 5, 6, 5. Oh. Oh. And I would have been short. I usually like to hit it up closer, but I was trying to be like right out of spot. I usually like to hit that shot from right up here and be like 2 or 3 rings off of that, right up in that little pocket. It plateaus, so it goes up to that pocket, and then it goes uphill from there. And if you start off on that pocket where it's flat, your first bounce is on the pocket, and then your second bounce is completely over that hill. I don't know why I didn't take that shot. I don't know why. In the hole. Dang it. Yeah, this last par 4 right here is definitely a gimmicky hole, but we can get to the same exact spot in pro that we can get to in rookie. Same spot. And I think no matter what, I'm going for the backspin shot. It's a draw. All right. All right. Let's go. I'm not even going to look at it. I know exactly what this is. Let's make sure we got the right bag set up. So I like to play this with my rock. You could, and what I should actually play it with is my APOC. But what we really, really want, I think that sniper does have enough backspin to get me to the cup. I can play this with a katana. The deal is with this APOC, I'll probably hit it too. You can hit it too close. Well, I think my Grizzly has enough backspin, even if I did get up there and was in Grizzly range. I think it has enough backspin where I can walk my tail back down. My opponent goes first. They got a Kingmaker X, a 4 power, 3 side spin, 3 wind ball. They do not need that ball for this hole. And unless it was 4 side spin, the 4 power is not going to help them. Let's see what this first bounce does. Excellent. Excellent. I always add on 10% on this drive. I have no idea why. It's just a habit. 6 divided by 1.5. 4.4 rings. Really cognizant of where that second bounce is. I'm at the plus 10, 3 rings off. 4.4 rings. There's 4, 4. Isn't it perfect? What I'd really like to do is clip the rough and bleed out on the second bounce, but I think I cleared it. And I've taken myself out of the range of what I would consider the best angle for the rough bump. But I do have a really good shot for the backspin shot, and that's the one I want to take. And I swear it's 9%. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. I'm going to take off 10. I probably should just hit it straight up. Whatever my opponent did, but just a little teeny bit more. It broke off right there at the end, but if it would have had enough speed to get to the cup, it would have been really, really close. Okay, I'm right at max with my Grizzly. So it's 6.1. It's just 6.1. It's 0.9 per ring. I was going to do 0.9, so it's just 6.1. Isn't it perfect? Oh, it weaved and bobbed right there at the very end as well. I still overpulled it with the 0.9. I took 0.9 off. Should have been 0.9 minus 0.1. Close. 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 Dang it. It's a couple of shots like that. Just you pick up one extra on a hole like this that you're not expecting to get. It changes the whole dynamic of the round. All right, we have to get the eagle on hole number 9. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. This is a tough hole to eagle, but it's eagleable. And we got wind going with us, so that's good. And I'm going to bring out the big boy bag. And I'm going to bring out a berserker because I'm going for it. You have nothing, in my opinion. Now you could screw this up. Let me look at it. You could screw it. Here's what is bad on hole number 9. Okay, if you screw this shot up on the first bounce in this area and you get caught up in the rough, you're in big ass trouble. So if you're in this area, what you want to do is bag going for the shadow, trying to take that perfect shot and work on this upper edge where you can just find the wedge where you're at your red line here and wedge yourself up and give yourself a couple rings. Put on 2 backspin, max curl, max side spin, and sink the shot right up here however much you can get on that 2 backspin. And it'll pull you up into that corner. And you'll have a straight up long iron shot at the cup. But if you're back in here and you try and go straight forward, you won't be able to get to that shadow, which means that you're going to end up in this area behind the trees and your next shot sucks. This shot may be in a long iron as opposed to a short iron, but this shot is awesome. It's a straight up shot. So you don't want to get caught up here. But if you get caught up anywhere down in here trying to go for this and you don't make it, you can easily get up to the shadows. So there's not really any harm here in trying to go for it. All right, here we go. And I have no idea what to do to the cup, but I know that there is an adjustment. I know it's like plus 10 or minus 10, or there's some small adjustment that we do down there. The whole goal is let's get in the right spot, and then we can really get up there close. But getting to the right spot on the drive is like, I give myself like a 10% chance, no matter which way the wind's blowing. You can't do this on headwind days. But if we've got some tailwind that we can use to try and get us further forward, we might have a shot. We might have a shot. Might just, with that wind, try and get out there into the deal. So that wind is going to push me. See where it's going to push me out there. So I want to be right there. That's the shallowest spot. 7. 1.1 times 7 divided by 1.5 is 5.13 rings. And we're going to push all of that power back on there, which is quite a bit. And then just try and hit it straight. And I hit it 1 ring great to the left, which will kill me. And I would have been in the fairway if I'd hit it just perfect. That 1 ring great to the left put me in the rough, and I got right there, right there. 2 inches away from being able to use my cataclysm. And on the real course, if we were playing real, like that would have been the perfect spot because it lands in the fairway, and a lot of times it's on a harder, flatter surface where if it lands in the rough like that, the ball's a little elevated. You can get more loft. It doesn't always hurt you to hit into the rough. Now, it depends on the rough, because you go to some place that's got Bermuda grass in the rough. It sucks hitting anywhere in the rough. Damn it. That close. That close. Now, it didn't work out, so we can get to the same spot that we could have got if we'd have just laid it up. We can actually get in this position. We can get a little bit farther. 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll put a little bit of curl. And I hit it 2,500 rings great to the right, so that was a lot more curl. And we have a perfect shot at it, just like we would have laid up. So no, I mean, there's no risk. The risk versus reward for trying to go for this every time, the risk is, in my opinion, pretty close to 0. But the reward would be big. Because what you can do is you can do that same thing I was talking about, where you put your cataclysm up here by this tree and you wedge it into this corner and you put on a couple backspin and you whip it over there as far as you can with all the curl. And you got like a mid wedge shot to the cup. And I know we do something here. It's like we take a little bit off or add a little bit on. I'm going to take some off. Eight divided by, where am I at in my club? There's max. There's 1 per ring. There's min. I'm at pretty close to min club. I'm kind of in between mid and max, or mid and min. It's like 1.3 per ring, 1.25 divided by 1.25, 576. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Woo! In the hole. Barely. It was going too fast. It would have rolled past it, but at least the trajectory was on line. Woo! In the hole. Finished at a -13. That was I had the hole number 1, great opportunity, but a -13 was the top goal. I like it. That's not going to get me a win, but I mean, it'll get me. It's not going to get me a win. It'll get me in the top 50, I'm sure. Maybe the top 20, but we'll count that as a win round for pro. No practice notes. That's the deal. No notes. So I played that at minimum club, it's 1.4, and at mid club, it's 1.1. So that's a 3 difference, which is 1.5. So I played it at 1.25. All right, let's see where we ended up. I think maybe top 20. I came in with a really crappy qualifying round. Wow, I can't believe that's at the top. I cannot believe that. Especially with the qualifying round that I had. They came in with a 10. Knife. I can't believe that I can't believe they came in with a 10. And I came in with a 10 as well. How can we have any difference between us? Albatross is in the final round. Look at that. It came down to that. I'm amazed that that's the top right now. So there's got to be a lot of people that haven't played yet. There has to be. So yeah, we got 30 some odd people that haven't played. So wow, that might be a top 10, but that's definitely not going to stick and hold as the top. Somebody's going to have to come out with a 14. That makes hole number 1 even worse, missing that shot that was out there, because I definitely, even with the big topper and the 3 power ball, I definitely had that range. All right, there you have it. That's what it looks like in pro. We'll see where that ends up. I'll catch you on the next one. I got 77 to do left, and then I'm all done. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, leave a comment, let me know what you want me to do, and I will get right on it.